Here's the TLDR on the lawsuit that X just filed against Media Matters. It all stems from the following two posts that I'm about to show you, and I'm going to show you what Twitter is alleging is deceitful about what Media Matters is alleging. So let's be clear. X is run and owned by Elon Musk. Media Matters posted an article basically saying that Elon Musk's Twitter, which is now called X, puts advertisers' ads next to insensitive content, like images of Hitler or commentary about the Third Reich. Quite specifically, here are two such examples. On the left, you could see one individual user saying, "Sadly, this is true." And it's a quote of the Nationalist saying real talk. And it's what people think a spiritual awakening is versus what it actually is. And then a picture of Hitler. As you can see in the screenshot right below it, there is an Apple advertisement right next to it. On the right, you'll see Karl Rattle talking about facts about the Third Reich, the Nazi party. And below that, you'll see an Xfinity ad. Now, this was used as a way to essentially say that X is bad because it will put your advertising dollars next to Nazis. First of all, a lot of people look at this and go, X is known for free speech. If you want to say stuff, then you can say stuff. And the point of X is to allow people to say what they want. You'll actually notice that with these particular tweets, they didn't get a lot of engagement. The Third Reich one got about 172 likes. The other one got about 30 likes. So relative to the content that most people see on a regular basis, you probably have to be following these user accounts to interact with this. And there might be some people who want stats about the Third Reich that also want Xfinity Internet. That's sort of just looking about it from sort of an outside point of view in. Now, unfortunately, Media Matters used these screenshots that they found to disparage X and try to get other advertisers to drop their advertisements on X. Now, Elon Musk and X are suing Media Matters. Here is the complaint, and the complaint basically says Media Matters, the company that took these screenshots and is trying to disparage X, basically generated this kind of content next to ads by their own manipulative practice. So what do they mean by that? And I'm going to come back to this because I think this is an interesting wow right there that I wrote there. Basically, Musk is alleging and X is alleging that Media Matters purposefully manipulated these algorithms, and they did it by making accounts and exclusively following people or posters known to produce extreme fringe content, and then they purposefully scrolled, generating 13 to 15 times more advertisements per hour than an average Twitter user, which obviously, does an average user include people who are active on the platform versus not active on the platform, whatever. But they're basically trying to make this argument that Media Matters followed fringe, maybe far right-wing accounts or authoritarian accounts or whatever, and then started doing this, and just scrolling until they found those Xfinity and Apple ads next to questionable content, took a screenshot of it, and then made fun of basically X and said that this is a bad platform because it obviously puts your ad money next to, disgusting content, right? Here is the Media Matters article itself where it says, as Musk endorses anti-Semitic conspiracy theory, X has been placing ads for Apple, Bravo, IBM, Oracle, and Xfinity next to pro-Nazi content. And of course, they found that with their rapid scrolling. X alleges that this might happen in like 0.0000009% of cases, and you basically have to orchestrate it to try to pull this off. The CEO of X posted on Twitter earlier that only 1 to 2 users actually saw these ads, and one of those users were Media Matters themselves. So how does this devolve now? Well, now you have a fight. Now basically you have a lawsuit. Media Matters has to argue that no, advertisers didn't stop advertising on Twitter costing you money because of our post They actually quit advertising because of Elon Musk's comments on other posts. Okay, so you're going to have a debate about that. That's number one. Number two, Media Matters is going to say, you did have that ad next to those pictures. So what we said can't be defamatory because it was true. And it doesn't matter that we manipulated the algorithm, it did show up. X is going to respond and say, well, you might have been saying the truth, but you're not saying the whole truth in how you manipulated the algorithm to do that, and therefore now you cost us damages, and we are now therefore suing for all of the damage that is being caused. It's really difficult, by the way, just so you know, to win this kind of lawsuit. To say, we were defamed, advertisers have stopped advertising on X, it's solely your fault, and you have cost us X dollars, and therefore now you have to pay. It's a really hard fight to fight, but I don't think Elon is actually fighting this fight because he thinks that he's going to win. I think he's fighting it because it perpetuates the image of Elon Musk promoting his fight for free speech, which if you think about it, the best advertisement for Twitter is we are a free speech platform and we will fight for it. Whether or not they win doesn't matter. It's the idea that Twitter will fight for free speech. And that's good. Good for them. Now, one thing that I did think was surprising, which I wrote wow next to, was that Twitter makes, or I keep saying Twitter, I'm sorry about that, that's just the way I still think of it. X makes an overwhelming source of its revenue from advertisements. I actually thought the premium subscriptions would have been helping, but it sounds like it's still mostly ads, which that is also concerning to some since advertising revenue is deemed to be still down about 50%. And so a lot of people are concerned about the economic health of Twitter, but are hopeful that it can recover. So we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. I support Elon with this. I don't think he's going to win this lawsuit, but I think his messaging is appropriate. And I do think it's messed up for a company like Media Matters to purposefully try to rig the algorithm to dump on X. That's messed up. Like, you can agree or disagree with Elon all you want. I agree with 99% of what Elon does and says, but there's 1% of the stuff where I'm like, bro, stop being a knucklehead. And I'm allowed to have that opinion. That's my version of free speech, right? But I think honestly, most people probably feel that way. It's like, yeah, not like a sycophant who's just gonna suck up to somebody. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this useful. Go check out meetkevin.com for the Black Friday sale we have on the programs on building wealth, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here? I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.